Hi everyone, my name is Marcel, I'm the Native Ads guy, and today we'll talk about why so much native ads are clickbait and why it doesn't make sense for you if you run an e-commerce store or if you want to generate high quality leads. So first of all, we all know these super clickbaity headlines, and yep, they are still there, still in 2022, and they will be there in 2023 and above, but you have to know that most of them is arbitrage content. So what's arbitrage? Arbitrage is a model that you buy traffic, for example on Taboola or Outbrain, and you bring that very cheap traffic on your website. And on that website you have implemented, for example, Google AdSense. And Google will pay you money to show their discovery ads. And the gap between have to be higher that you make profit, of course. So you buy traffic from a native traffic source like Taboola or Outbrain, and because of that super clickbaity titles, the CPM, the cost per mille, is very cheap. So buy very cheap traffic, and of course it's trash traffic, but you don't want to convert the traffic. It's just important that they are on your site, because for every impression on your site, Google will pay you money. And if you make it successfully, the money that Google will pay is higher than the amount you spend on traffic sources like Taboola or Outbrain. Of course, it's a good way to make money, but of course it doesn't make every sense in life, so it doesn't make the world much better. But yeah, it's still there. It's still a way to make money, and it will be there for the next year. So that's one part of native advertising. If you run an e-commerce business or if you want to generate high quality leads, it doesn't make sense for you to run extremely clickbait ads. And let me tell you why is that. So the first thing which is extremely important to know is that, of course, if your ad is clickbait or is very clickbaity, the CPCs and CPMs are way lower. So it's very cheap traffic, but of course it's trash traffic. So that's traffic which normally not converts into sales or leads. So that's the first issue. Second issue is that you get a low quality tag on traffic sources like Taboola or Outbrain. If your quality level is medium, that's not good, because medium means in this case your quality is bad, and not every publisher will show you ads. So you just have a few trashy publishers who will show you ads. And another big problem is that if you run clickbait ads, you have a lot of clicks on your site, your pixel will be completely destroyed with trash. So for example, also if you have Facebook pixels or something like that implemented, but no one will buy it. So you have 30,000 people on your site, Google Analytics will explode, but no sales there. So it doesn't make really sense. Okay, that's the clickbait part, but what makes now sense instead of the clickbait part? So for example, it makes completely sense to run specific ads. Of course, they can be eye-catching, but it should not be clickbaity. For example, what works good are headlines like 7 of 10 people in city or something like that. So it also can be specific, like every German between 35 and 54 keep attention. This might be relevant for you. So something like that, but let me show you what I mean on my desktop. All right, let's jump directly into it. So first of all, I'm here on NBC News, and you see here on NBC the Taboola feed is implemented. And of course, there's not every native ad is a clickbait ad. So for example, Amazon has millions of Prime subscribers, but few know about this saving trick. So it's a bit scammy. And what is it? I think it's something, yeah, it's a Chrome app install. So that's an advertorial which looks, to be honest, pretty nice. It's okay, it's not the best advertorial I've ever seen, but it looks pretty nice. And what's the conversion? The conversion, it is an app install, yeah. All right, so, but as you can see, it's not super extremely clickbaity. This is a little bit more clickbaity because there are some signal words, and of course the image is super signal, but words like genius or something like that are kind of clickbait. And here you have, okay, you have also advertorial with a video inside it. Looks okay, but of course it's clickbait. And why it's clickbait? It looks like an affiliate product or something like that. So I'm not 100% sure if that's the company who produced that product, but yeah, looks more like an affiliate stuff. Let's jump to use a today. Also here you can see that the Taboola feed is implemented. And here, that's something typical arbitrage. Meet JFK's only grandson who looks identical to his late uncle JFK Jr. And if you click on it, you land on a page like that. And you see there's everywhere advertisement on the right hand side. And the only thing you have to do here, so there's everywhere ads. And what's the goal on that page? You have to click. Because if you click, the page build new. And you have a new, the Google counter can count one new view, and you see you have to click again and they get paid again and they get paid again for every impression. So that's the reason why you want to get as many impressions as possible, but of course at some point people just click it away. That's a perfect sample for clickbait in combination with Google AdSense arbitrage. But also here that's an affiliate product. It's a bit slow. And as you can see here, it's a nice advertorial, but yep, it looks a bit, okay, that's not so much clickbait, but I've already seen some other ads from that product, which was super clickbait. Okay, something like that is not super clickbait, but it's very aggressive. New York, say bye-bye to your power bill if you own a home in New York. So because they think I'm sitting now in New York. And yeah, that's of course it's a very heavy image with a before and after it. And for example, on Taboola, it's allowed to show after and before image on the advertorial like that, but it's not allowed in the ad. So it's not allowed to show it here, but of course it's allowed in the advertorial like here. That looks pretty legit. So it's a regular offer for something in the energy market and looks nice. But you see the typical extremely clickbait ads are mostly arbitrage. So the rest is all very legit products more or less. Let me share you something else with you. So that's a slide from one of my presentations on stage a few weeks ago. And there are mainly two different approaches on native ads. So on the left-hand side, you have a broad funnel with a low CPC and a low CTR, so low click-through rate and a low CVR. And here on the left side, you mainly have something like arbitrage, AdSense content and something like that. So you have a very broad funnel, a very broad audience, and you want to get as many cheap clicks as possible. So the only thing you need here is to bring people on your landing page, on your Google AdSense arbitrage page, and get as much profit as possible. So that's the broad funnel approach. But of course, there's also a specific funnel approach. If you sell something to people who lives in Germany and are between 35 and 54, something like that, then you have a specific funnel on the right side here. And of course, you have higher CPCs, you have higher CTRs and higher CVRs. And the difference is here that because there's no targeting, in your ad, you already specify the audience you want to get. People who live in that city, keep attention to your XYZ bill or something like that. So that's the mainly two different approaches on native advertising. If you have a legit offer, of course, you want to run a specific funnel because the cheapest clicks are not very useful for you if they're not converting. So regularly you build a specific funnel with a specific audience or a specific targeting, which you implement in your headline, in your pictures, in your whole funnel, and get higher CPCs, but also higher CVR. So that's the specific funnel you normally want to get if you run a specific e-com product or run a specific lead gen campaign. If you want to see more content like this, I would extremely appreciate if you follow this channel and send me in the comments below what's your worst clickbait ad you've ever seen on native ads. See you next time. Bye bye.